the strangest and most bizarre laws in Brazil that shock the world. Mysterious Dance Club welcomes you. Dear friends, Brazil, with the pristine beauty of its long beaches, majestic ancient forests, and vibrant football history, has always been an attractive destination for tourists from all over the world. However, besides those wonderful things, Brazil also has quite special laws and strange secrets that not everyone knows about. The strict regulations and unique taboos here will surprise you. So what are those prohibitions and peculiarities? Let's delve into the secrets of this country together and learn more about a more multi-dimensional and mysterious Brazil than ever right now, friends. Prohibition of using the OK hand gesture. In many Western cultures, especially in the United States, the act of combining the thumb and index finger to form a circle, with the other fingers extended straight, is a common symbol to indicate okay or no problem, right? This is a very common action in daily communication, used to ensure that everything is fine. However, this has a completely different meaning in some countries like Brazil, and some countries in the Mediterranean and Latin America. Here, the action of combining the thumb and index finger to form a circle is considered a vulgar and offensive symbol, representing the male genitalia. Therefore, it is not a polite or appropriate gesture in daily communication. Especially for Brazilians, using this gesture can cause misunderstandings and be offensive. They consider it an improper action and unacceptable in society. That's why, if you are living or traveling in Brazil, it's important to respect and follow local cultural conventions. To avoid unnecessary misunderstandings and maintain good relationships with the local people here, learn and adhere to the specific cultural conventions of each place you visit. This is how you can avoid awkward situations and show proper respect for the culture of the country you're visiting. Don't make the OK hand gesture. Friends, when mentioning the most frightening and creepy places in the world, we cannot overlook Brazil's Snake Island, where there are up to 5 venomous snakes per square meter. Ilha da Queimada Grande Snake Island in Brazil is one of the most frightening and creepy places in this world, where the presence of venomous snakes makes every square meter of land here a danger to humans. Oh my god, absolutely. This island is about 33 kilometers off the coast of Sao Paulo and has become a restricted area for the public. Snake Island. Because it's home to many highly venomous snake species, especially the golden lancehead viper, one of the most venomous and dangerous snakes in the world. Experts estimate there are between 2,000 to 4,000 golden lancehead vipers living on this island. These snakes can grow up to over 45 centimeters long, and their venom can cause severe symptoms such as swelling, headache, vomiting, bruising, hemorrhaging, intestinal bleeding, and kidney failure. And what if not rescued in time? The bitten person can die very quickly. Therefore, the Brazilian government has prohibited access to Ilha da Queimada Grande to protect people and tourists from the risk of accidents caused by venomous snakes. Each year, only a few scientists are permitted to come here for research. The Brazilian Navy regularly patrols around the island to ensure no one approaches this area. With its danger and inaccessibility, Ilha da Queimada Grande becomes a symbol of wilderness and danger. In reality, this place is too dangerous, and few dare to enter without authorization. Therefore, take risks in this place if you don't want to go and never return. When visiting Brazil, be careful when exploring slums. Not because it's taboo, but because of the danger from illegal criminal gangs. These areas are often tightly controlled by criminal organizations, and strangers entering can threaten your personal safety. Slums in Brazil are often places where the law cannot reach and have high levels of violence. Therefore, activities like drug trafficking, ruckus, and organized crime frequently occur here, making access and exploration a challenge for many. However, if you still want to explore here, to avoid danger, you should consider hiring local residents. with experience and knowledge of the area to guide and protect you throughout the trip. You also need to note that you should only visit areas with good security. And consider staying away from places with signs of criminal activity. Following these tips not only helps you avoid security risks, but also makes your trip safer and more enjoyable, right? Brazil is a country diverse in culture and nature. Therefore, preparing thoroughly before exploring will help you have a more memorable and safer experience during your trip, right? Actually, in Brazil, there are no specific laws about showing off assets or flaunting wealth. However, this is still important advice when you come to this country. Because Brazil is one of the countries with the highest crime rates in the world. Therefore, flaunting personal assets can make you a target for criminals. Wearing valuable jewelry like rings or necklaces in public is an unnecessary risk. They can attract the attention of pickpockets or robbers. The same applies to mobile phones or cameras. Instead of showing off, you should keep them in your bag and only use when necessary, especially in crowded areas. Some practical advice when traveling in Brazil is to always be careful and respect the local culture. Don't foolishly display wealth or show off assets, especially in areas with signs of crime. Always protect yourself and stay safe in all circumstances. Don't let the situation be that you go all out on leaving but return terrified in Brazil, okay? Taboos in communication. For Brazilian women, communication with Western men often has different habits compared to Western culture. The typical example is when getting acquainted and shaking hands with men. Brazilian women often pull the man towards them and offer their cheek for a kiss. This is an intimate gesture that expresses warm welcome in our communication culture. Additionally, handshaking is an indispensable part of communication in Brazil. People here often shake hands when meeting for the first time and also when saying goodbye. This demonstrates friendliness and respect towards the other person. Therefore, when traveling in Brazil, you should be ready to shake hands and greet people intimately. Another thing to note when communicating in Brazil is the closeness and friendliness of the local people. Brazilians often don't maintain distance when communicating, even in activities like queuing. Trying to keep too wide a distance might be considered impolite and could diminish the closeness in communication. That's why, when visiting Brazil, you should be cautious and respect the communication habits of the local people. You should create comfort and friendliness when communicating, including handshaking and maintaining appropriate distance. This will help you integrate, have an interesting travel experience, and not cause discomfort to the local people. In general, you should maintain reasonable distance and respect the personal space of the Remember that. In Brazil, carrying toothpaste and toothbrush everywhere is a common habit in the community. I also have that habit. Many local people have the habit of brushing their teeth right after. Oh my, why is that so similar to me? People often carry personal toothpaste and toothbrush to clean their teeth after each meal. This reflects their special attention to personal hygiene and self-care. Additionally, hand washing is also an important habit in Brazil. People usually wash their hands when entering the restroom and after using it. And this is considered a basic hygiene ritual. And sometimes it's also expected from tourists when they visit. These behaviors reflect not only concern for personal health, but also part of the social culture in Brazil. And from that, you also realize that people here paid great attention to personal hygiene and daily habits to maintain health and cleanliness, right? Taboos in dining. In Brazilian culture, there are some social habits and rules that you should know to respect and integrate into the local community here. One particular thing is the preference for using cute small cups to drink tea or coffee. When invited to drink tea or coffee by Brazilians, you should drink happily and show appreciation. This will make the host feel happier and more satisfied. Additionally, Brazilians also love dancing and gathering with friends. They might dance until late and often enjoy overnight gatherings with friends. This demonstrates their sociability and joy in daily life. Furthermore, another rule you should note is drinking beer alone. In Brazil, people usually prefer sharing beer together, even with strangers. Sitting alone drinking beer is considered selfish and inappropriate in the local culture. Therefore, if you want to try beer in Brazil, invite those around you to join to increase the fun and sociability. Moreover, an interesting thing is when eating at restaurants in Brazil. You can shout loudly and call staff to order beer. Tea considered impolite like in some other countries, but rather, it. Brazilians consider customers as the ones in charge and are usually very satisfied by being served. Additionally, learning a few important words like garçom, waiter, and licença, excuse me, permission, will help you easily communicate and get acquainted with the culinary culture of this country. If you have the opportunity to visit Brazil, these will definitely be a memorable experience. The concept of scheduling and punctuality in Brazil has notable characteristics, different from many other countries in the world. This is part of the communication culture and social relationships in this South American country. For Brazilians, time and how emotions are expressed is a special part. If you want to know about other countries, then other countries also have their own special characteristics. If you want to know about other countries, then other countries also have their own special characteristics. For Brazilians, time and punctuality are often not considered as strict as in many other countries. If you have an appointment at 9 a.m., don't expect the other party to be there before 9. In fact, arriving about 15 minutes late is completely normal and accepted. This applies to both personal appointments and official events, conferences, or parties. For example, if invited to a party at 8 p.m., you should consider arriving after 9. This not only helps you integrate into the local culture, but also avoids surprising or worrying the host with guests arriving too early. The reasons for this flexibility may stem from various cultural and social factors, including adaptability to changes, and reflecting the relaxed, unhurried lifestyle of Brazilians, where comfort and understanding are prioritized in relationships. Therefore, when in Brazil, understand this concept to avoid misunderstandings and maintain good relations with locals. Instead of stressing about time, enjoy and immerse yourself in the unique culture of this country. Dear friends. Dear friends. Dear friends, in Brazilian culture, there are many folk beliefs about colors that you need to be aware of to respect and avoid offending the locals. One notable aspect is the perception of the color brown in Brazil. Brown is often seen as a symbol of sadness and melancholy. Therefore, it is not commonly used in daily activities. Purple also carries negative meanings in Brazilian culture, associated with suffering and loss. In contrast, yellow is generally regarded as a symbol of satisfaction and hope. Meanwhile, green is often favored as it symbolizes luck and success. Another color to mention is white, which typically represents elegance and purity. Black is usually linked to grief and mourning. With these beliefs, giving gifts or flowers in sensitive colors like brown, purple, or black could be misunderstood and offend the recipient. Thus, when in Brazil, you should pay attention and respect these notions. Avoid giving items with colors that locals consider unlucky or negative. Instead, opt for formal and friendly gifts, but steer clear of taboo colors. This not only helps you avoid cultural misunderstandings, but also shows respect and consideration for the local culture. The only village without men. In Noiva do Cordeiro, a town famous for its matriarchal system, women handle most daily tasks, from farming to building houses. Women are the key figures. Only when tasks are too heavy do they need men's help. Men here make up a small portion of the population, primarily doing cleaning work and only returning home on weekends. With about 600 women living here, over 300 of them are unmarried girls, young but preferring to stay single. Many of them have passed many springs but have never kissed anyone, dear friends. Although the desire for love and family happiness is strong, these women face difficulties in interacting with men from outside due to the town's isolation. After information about Noiva do Cordeiro spread, many young men show excitement and a desire to come here. However, the girls here set strict standards for their partners. Leftover. Still maintain their qualities and not easily accepting confessions or marriage proposals. This demonstrates the pride and noble status of women here. Not accepting laxity but always taking pride in themselves. While still waiting for true love, they do not abandon their standards and personal values. It can be said that this is a distinctive beauty of the culture and self-respect of women at Nova do Coedero. What about you? What is your view on marriage? For not marrying, please share your thoughts in the comments section. Women passionate about dyeing leg hair. In Brazil, as in many other countries around the world, removing arm and leg hair is often seen as a beautiful and common aspect of women's self-care culture. However, the approach to this issue in Brazil has its unique characteristics. For many Brazilian women, arm and leg hair is not something they try to completely remove. Instead, they choose to dye the hair to lighter colors, usually yellow or similar tones. This process is often done with dyes or common chemicals available at convenience stores. Dyeing arm and leg hair helps Brazilian women feel more confident when wearing short outfits or bikinis on the beach, without worrying about the appearance of coarse hair. This is not just an aesthetic trend, but also a way for women to express confidence and comfort with themselves. Additionally, dyeing leg hair also shows diversity and creativity in personal care. There are women who enjoy experimenting with different colors, creating their own style and reflecting personality through this beauty practice. However, it is important that Brazilian women have the right to choose and freely decide on their care and appearance. As in any country, this choice also reflects the cultural diversity and individual differences that each person brings. If it were you, would you choose to dye or remove? In my opinion, both methods are similar. Both use chemicals that are equally harmful. Therefore, I do not encourage you to do it. But anyway, when women have less leg or arm hair, they are much more confident. Unique New Year customs. In Brazil, preparing for and welcoming the New Year is a special and vibrant ritual, starting from the morning of December 31st and lasting until midnight. This is an occasion for people to gather, share joy, and pray for a new year full of happiness and success. Fireworks are an indispensable part of New Year's Eve parties in Brazil. Throughout the cities, people gather on main streets to watch and immerse themselves in the excitement of New Year's Eve. The light display from fireworks usually lasts about 30 minutes. During this time, people pray for good things like money, love, and health. A special feature of the New Year in Brazil is the ritual of jumping into the sea after watching the fireworks. This is a long-standing tradition to commemorate and hope for blessings and luck from the sea goddess Iemanjá. Iemanjá is a revered sea goddess, ruling the ocean and protecting fishermen and ships when they set sail, when jumping into the sea. Brazilians usually try to overcome 7 waves. Each wave represents a wish. They believe that if they complete this challenge, they will receive Iemanjá's blessings and luck in the new year. They also often throw white flowers, jewelry, rice, and other items into the sea as a way to express gratitude and wishes. Eve, Brazilians. Each color represents a different type of luck. White for light and peace. Green for health. Yellow for money. Red for love. And purple for creativity. The New Year is also a time when Brazilians eat foods that bring luck, such as 7 grapes, pomegranate seeds, lentils, and rice. The menu often includes pork and fish as they are considered 2 animals that do not walk backward. This is a symbol of progress and success in a new year. However, turkey and sea bass are considered incompatible with the atmosphere, so it's best not to have contact with them on this occasion. Finally, champagne and cocktails are an indispensable part of the new year for Brazilians. They believe these drinks will bring much luck and health in the coming new year. This is truly a special holiday and well worth experiencing if you have the opportunity to visit Brazil at the end of the year. Putting toilet paper in the toilet is a big mistake. In daily life in Brazil, putting toilet paper in the toilet is considered a serious error. The drainage system here isn't strong enough to handle the amount of toilet paper. Therefore, people are not allowed to throw paper into the toilet. Instead, they must dispose of the paper in a container next to the toilet. This is quite similar to some places in Vietnam, isn't it? You might not know, but the risk of clogging is very high. If someone intentionally throws paper into the toilet, this can cause serious problems for the drainage system and easily lead to unwanted incidents. Moreover, when visiting Brazil, bringing toilet paper is never excessive. Many public restrooms here are not equipped with toilet paper. Therefore, people often carry some toilet paper when going out to ensure personal hygiene. This practice is actually part of the hygiene culture in Brazil. Both residents and tourists must adapt and comply to avoid unnecessary incidents and maintain harmony with the surrounding environment. That's why this is an important note that anyone coming to Brazil should know and strictly follow. Remember this. In Brazil, the concept of introverted people seems to be a very rare phrase. And you might find it very difficult to find someone like that, unless with the help of a specialist. The culture here is known for its constant liveliness and excitement, making everyone feel comfortable and thrilled when arriving. Brazilians always tend to express themselves and don't hold back from doing so. Not only through daily conversations can you feel the vibrancy and dynamism of Brazilian culture. Even from the sounds of car horns echoing through the streets. In Brazil, dynamism and extroversion are not just part of the lifestyle, but also how people express their personality and individuality. They enjoy communicating, sharing, and always have playful, generous actions. This creates a dynamic and exciting living environment, making Brazil an attractive tourist destination. Not only because of the natural beauty, but also because of the liveliness of the people here. For those who set foot in Brazil, don't be surprised if you feel drawn by the enthusiasm and vibrancy of the people. Because that is the identity and essence of the country that they are very proud of and always want to share with you from the bottom of their hearts. Dear friends, thus the mystery of strange things and puzzling prohibitions has concluded our journey of exploring beautiful Brazil today. Which interesting thing impressed you the most? Please leave your opinion in the comment section below. Don't forget to give Enigmatic Echoes a like. Subscribe to the Enigmatic Echoes channel so you know. Thank you for accompanying us on this journey. And now, goodbye and see you again. Subscribe to the Guy and Migo channel so you don't miss exciting videos.